One of my favorite little projects out of essentially scrap is this business card case I made. Being a woodworker, it just kind of seems to make sense to have my business cards in a wood business card case. So how do you do that? Well, remember a little while ago I cut a piece of 1/8 inch thick oak off of a block of oak over there. I had that old raggedy piece of oak and I squared it up and I cut an 1/8 inch slice. There's that slice, and I've put a hole in it. And business cards are 2 inches by 3.5 inches. That's a standard size, okay? So my case needs to be big enough that I've got a hole that's actually 2 1/16 by a little less than 3.5. I don't want the card sticking out the end. And then we're gonna put a little cutout here, and that cutout gives us a place to grab the cards. So that's what that hole's for, is for the cutout. And I've gone ahead and laid this out so that I've got my lines to cut the material. And I'm gonna go to the saw and cut it out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so really this is pretty simple to put together, and this is one of those rare projects that you put together with super glue, okay? Why super glue? Because you pretty much have to hold it together rather than clamping it together while the glue is drying. So my pieces have all been sanded. My finished thickness for the oak is 105 thousandths thick after sanding. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue my pieces on one at a time, then cut them off to length. Okay, so there's my first piece. Second piece. And by the way, these strips that I'm putting on here, these are walnut, so I've got oak and walnut going together to make this. Now this third piece that goes across the back, I'm going to cut it before gluing it in because there's no other option. Okay, so now glue the other side of the case on. And there it is, basically put together. So now I'm going to take it over the belt sander. I'm going to clean it, square up the edges because they're not quite even. And I'm going to round the corners. And I'll be right back. So here's my finished case, and let's prove it. Let's make sure it works. There's some business cards, and sure enough, yep, they slide right in, fit just like they're supposed to. Now, if you wonder why this looks so different than the other one, it's really simple. This is red oak, and this is white oak. It also explains why this was so much harder for me to cut on the table saw, because white oak is actually considerably harder than red oak. So you can use either one. The fact that it's white oak will probably make it stronger because the hardness of white oak is considerably higher than that of red oak. But hey, either way it works. So you can have your own business card holder for your business cards as a woodworker. Who knows, maybe you could give it to somebody as a unique gift.